Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue with our lesson on probability. We're going to do a fun activity today using M&Ms. You may have been able to get out and get to the store and get some M&Ms for this, but if you didn't, it's okay. I have another bag of M&Ms that I'll empty for your activity for your assignment, and I'll take pictures so that you have them similar to what I have here on the screen right now. So as you can see, the directions say to empty a bag of M&Ms onto a paper towel, which I actually did that. You can see right here, that picture at the top right. I emptied a bag, and then it says to separate them into piles by color, which I did right here onto a paper towel. And then we have to answer the questions below. So how many M&Ms are in the bag all together? And so what I did was separate these by color, and then I also put them into groups so they're easier to count. So it's pretty easy to see for the red ones. We actually have 4 and 4, which is 8 plus 1, so we have 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and write 9 there. The orange, as you can see, is what we had the most of. So I grouped them by 5s, so it'd make it easier. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 1, so that's 31, orange. And then I have 5, 10, 15, yellow. I have 5, 10, and 3 is 13, green. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, blue. I'm going to put that out to the side since it might be hard to read. And 5, 10, 15, brown. So if you need to, you can write that out. We have 9 plus 31 plus 15 plus 13 plus 25 plus 15. So if I group this right here, the 9 and the 31, that gives me 40. If I group the 15 and the 15, that gives me 30. Plus the 25 plus 13. 40 plus 30 is 70. 70 plus 25 is 95. And then 95 plus 13, we have 108. So that's the total number of M&Ms that are in my bag. So I'm going to come up to the worksheet here for number 1, and I'm going to put 108. Then it asks how many are red, and we actually already did that work, so that's nice and easy. We're just going to fill that in. We had 9 red. How many brown are there? We had 15 brown. So be careful you put the correct color and the correct number the right place. How many are green? We have 13 green. How many are blue? 25. How many are orange? 31. How many are yellow? We have 15. Okay. So the next part is to find the probability of each event. That should say event, I'm sorry. So we'll put event. I must have been typing fast. Put all answers in fraction and percent. So what's the probability of me pulling out a red M&M? If I took this right here, that first picture where they're all mixed together, and I put all that back into the bag, and I pull one M&M out, what is the probability of me pulling out a red M&M? And so remember, for a fraction, which I'm going to blow this up a little bit here, we're going to put that there were 9 red M&Ms out of the total number in the bag was 108. And then I'm going to use my calculator. And the way that I type that into my calculator is 9 divided by 108, which gives me 0.083, and the 3 is repeating. So to turn a decimal into a percent, I have to move the decimal place over to the right 2 places. So this as a percent would be 8.3% chance, we could put that repeating sign, of me pulling out a red M&M. Okay, the next one asks about brown. So if we look back up at question number 3, it says, how many brown are in my bag? There were 15 in my bag. Not every bag is the same. We'll see that in just a minute when I empty another bag. How many brown? There were 15, so I had 15 brown out of the 108 total number of M&Ms in the bag. And so remember, I'm going to use my calculator and take 15 divided by 108. So 15 divided by 108 on the calculator equals 0.138 repeating. To turn that into a percent, I move the decimal place over 2 places, which gives me 13.8% chance of pulling out a brown. The next one is green. If you go back up to number 4 or you look over to your picture, we had 13 green. So we're going to write 13 were green out of the 108. So we take 13 and divide that by 108. That gives us 0.120. We can stop there because it's not repeating. We move the decimal place over 2 places. We have a 12% chance of pulling out a green. Blue, go up to number 5. We had 25 blue. So 25 out of the 108 M&Ms were blue. So I take 25 divided by 108, or 25 out of 108. And so we have 25 divided by 108 is 0.231. I move that over 2 places. I get 23, you can just round it to 23% chance of pulling out a blue.